In Tehran, we find the funders, trainers and apologists for terrorists, seeking to acquire the most deadly defence technology imaginable, nuclear weapons. Their green light for the Hamas terrorist attacks on innocents in Israel on October 7 is unforgivable. In response to such overt attacks, there can be no equivocation on where we stand as a representative democracy when another who has been such a great friend of Australia is under attack. There also can be no equivocation in calling out the anti-Semitism that has now occurred in this country to our shame and other places across the Western Hemisphere in the wake of October 7. And to that end, I'm pleased to acknowledge the presence today of the Israeli ambassador, Amir Maimon, in the chamber today. Am Yisrael Chai. And in Ukraine, fighting continues to rage 2 years after Russia's illegal invasion. I'm proud of our swift response to support Ukraine. This must continue and is, utilising every resource and capability we can reasonably provide. Ukraine may be a long way from Australia, but the implications of a Russian victory will reverberate just as quickly in our own hemisphere, emboldening again those who seek to challenge our region. So my third point, how do we stand? And on what ground? Well, on the very same ground that established our Western civilisation, that inspired and enabled the modern pluralist representative democracy we now enjoy. We stand on the values that build a successful, free society: individual liberty, the rule of law, equality of opportunity, responsible citizenship, morality, liberty of speech, thought, religion and association. All of these stem from the core principle of respect for individual human dignity. So does representative democracy and even market-based capitalism. This is a unique Judeo-Christian principle. It is about respecting each other's human dignity through our creation by God's hand in God's image for God's glory, where each human life is eternally valued, is unique, is worthy, is loved, and is capable. This is the very basis for our modern understanding of human rights. With the advance of secularism in Western society, we may wish to overlook these connections or even denounce them. But the truth remains. Human rights abuses were once called crimes against God, not just humanity. And they are, and they remain so. These truths are not self-evident, as some claim. As history and nature tells a very different story, they are divinely inspired. You don't need to share my Christian faith to appreciate the virtue of human rights. I'm not suggesting you do. But equally, we should be careful about diminishing the influence and the voice of Judeo-Christian faith in our Western society, as doing so risks our society drifting into a valueless void. In that world, there is nothing to stand on. There is nothing to hold on to, and the authoritarians and autocrats win. So in the increasing Western embrace of secularism, let us be careful not to disconnect ourselves from what I would argue is our greatest gift and most effective protector of our freedoms, the Judeo-Christian values upon which our liberty and society was founded. Even if you may not believe, it would be wise to continue to understand, respect and appreciate this important link and foundation.